I've been riding bikes since the age of 6, and I've owned many bikes since then, probably around 15 or 20. I spent 4 years as a courier in London, so I've ridden many miles on bikes. I've been to the Alps and the Pyrenees a couple of times, and I just wanted to share with you why the bike, my current bike, the BMW R1200 RS, is, as far as I'm concerned, probably the best bike I've ever owned. First of all, let's talk about the power plant behind this bike. It's the 1200, or obviously there's been newer versions, the 1250, but this is the 1200. It's 1170cc flat twin, and it pushes out 125 brake horsepower. It's also got quite a high torque of 92 at 6,500 revs per minute, so it's got definitely enough grunt. It's a 6-speed and it's a shaft-driven bike, which is really great, having a shaft and not a chain. You know, a chain, I've had many chain bikes where obviously you've got to continuously adjust the chain, make sure it's clean and well lubed, but with the shaft drive you have none of that, so that's really great. The most amazing thing about the bike is the way it builds up speed. For a big twin, it builds up speed and revs fantastically well. So you know, you've always got that nice torque behind you, even in any gear, even at slow speed, or when you really want to push it, you know, you can open it up and it'll just fire you down the road. Because it's got so much torque, it tends to you know, it's so nice. Once you go around a corner, it'll pull you out of the corner, which is fantastic for touring those you know, mountain roads in the Pyrenees. Just pure joy, really. I mean, the thing is as well about the engine is that it's, you know, it's slow and cruisy when you need it to be, or really sporty when you need it. It's the ride. So based on my time of owning and riding this bike, you'll love it from the very first minute you ride it. It's just the way it makes power, the ease of the power delivery, the great brakes, the smooth clutch, and the stability through the corners is fantastic. So as soon as you jump on the bike, you know, on the weekends I go out for a ride, and within the first mile or so I'm already like, yes, this is really an amazing bike. It's a very unassuming bike. You'll find that, you know, it's not something that when you park up at a biker's cafe that someone's really interesting or really looking at. It's only because they just don't know how good it is of a bike to ride. And so it's almost like BMW's best kept secret, I think. The seating position for someone, you know, of average height like myself, that's 5'10", you're pitched slightly forward, not uncomfortably so, but just enough to give you that feeling of, you know, like you're committed. For touring, you're sitting kind of, although just a little bit, so you don't get sore wrists from riding long distances, and the comfort of this, I find the seat extremely comfortable. So it's a great bike for touring, really good. You've got the screen, which has got 2 settings, so you can have it on the lower setting and manually just clip it up to the higher setting. I tend not to ride on the higher setting, I just leave it on the lower setting, which is fine. I've got a Puig touring screen, which deflects the wind perfectly. So yeah, all in all, the ride of the bike is just phenomenal, and one of the things as well is that true premium feel of the BMW. You know, you feel like you're riding something truly special. Okay, so here she is. It's the iconic version, which means there's only 100 of these with a special paint job. So which I think looks pretty cool. This one is number 44 out of 100, and the paint job I think is really cool. It's a good looking bike. So yeah, so basically let's start from the front. We've got really cool Brembo brakes. I've fit these Pirelli Angel tires, brand new tires, just had them fitted. Really good, I love them. I've had them before on this bike previously, and they're just really grippy, good tires, great for touring. Their lights I've got, so that's always on during the day. The Puig screen you can have up or down, but as I say, I hardly ever use the up position. That the height of the screen gives me enough deflection when I'm riding, so don't really need to use the up position. Yeah, I've changed the sat nav. Used to be down here. I went ahead and got the MotorMate sat nav adjustment, and I've fitted that. Really easy to fit, and it's much better now because I can look straight ahead and still see the sat nav at the same time, rather than having to look down all the time to see it. So that's a much better position. And then what I've done on this bike as well, especially for touring, is I fitted this little thing that I got from Nippy Norman's. Really quite easy to fit as well. I just drilled a hole there. All you need to do is then put it in, just drill the right size hole, tighten up the bolt at the back, and then just wire straight to the battery. And I can have that switched off. When it's on, there's a blue LED, and basically I plug into that when I'm touring. So I plug my phone in and I can charge it constantly. And then of course that little cover is good. It always drops down on a spring just to keep everything waterproof. Apart from that, the only other extra I've put on the bike is I've put these machine art covers. You know, if you drop the bike, it'll protect your cylinder heads, which you don't want to scratch those because they're quite expensive to replace. Otherwise, it's pretty clean. You know, everything is pretty standard. Okay, and apart from this, which came with the bike, the back rear mudguard is pretty good. I have wanted to maybe get a tail tidy, but just thought it looks pretty cool standard and might just be an extra cost for nothing. So this back is pretty handy for, I've got a little tail pack that I put onto that, which is pretty handy, and I just strap it on there and it keeps the rest of the bike clear of anything. Yeah, same thing the other side, the machine art cover, and that's pretty much it. Please, if you like this video and you think the info is good, please leave a like and subscribe. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today, so we've got some riding to do, and I'm hoping to go to Austria this year to see my favorite rider in MotoGP, old Brad Binder. Yeah, so there's lots and lots to do, and you need to get one of these bikes and join us out there on the roads. Cheers.